This is a perfect moment. It's a perfect moment for many reasons, but especially because you and I are waking up. We are waking up from our sleepwalking, thumb-sucking, dumb-clucking collusion with the masters of illusion and destruction. Thanks to them from whom the painful blessings flow, we are waking up. Thanks to them from whom the awful teachings grow, we are waking up. Their wars and tortures, their devils and borders, extinctions of species and brand new diseases, their spying and lying in the name of the Father, sterilizing seeds and trademarking water, their brilliantly evil commercials, their endless rehearsals for the end of the world. Thanks to them from whom the painful blessings flow, we are waking up. Breathe in the love. Breathe out the jive. Their painful blessings are cracking open more and more gashes in the sour and puckered mass hallucination that is mistakenly called reality. And through the cracks in the world, juicy eternity is pouring in. News of our soul's true home is rushing in. Our allies from the other side of the veil are swarming in, inspiring us to become smarter and wilder and kinder and trickier. And as heaven and earth come together, as the dream time and daytime merge, we register the shocking and exhilarating fact that we are in charge. You and I are in charge of creating a brand new world. Not in some faraway place or distant time, but right here and right now. Breathe in the mystery. Breathe out the history. And as we stand on this brink, as we dance on this verge, we cannot let the ruling fools of the dying civilization sustain their curses. We have to rise up and fight their insane logic. We have to resist, prevent, and fight their tragic magic. Unleash our sacred madness and supercharge it. But overthrowing the living dead is not enough. Protesting the well-dressed monsters is not enough. In the new world we are creating, we cannot afford to be possessed with anger, can't be obsessed with their danger. Our sweet animal bodies are always craving love and delight. Our amazing imaginations are always yearning for flight. In the new world we are creating, we need to be steeped in lusty compassion and ecstatic duty, in ingenious love and insurrectionary beauty. In the new world we are creating, we need to be steeped in radical curiosity and reverent pranks, voracious listening and ferocious thanks. Breathe in the generosity. Breathe out the grandiosity. So I'm radically curious, my fellow creators. I'm seriously delirious. Since you and I are in charge of creating a brand new world, where do we begin? What are the foundation stones we want to lay in our new world? What are the crafty questions and the inspiring stories and the uplifting desires we want at the heart of our new world? Here's one of the foundation stones that I want to lay. In the new world, you will know beyond any doubt that life is crazily in love with you. You will know beyond any doubt that life is wildly and innocently in love with you. In the new world, you will reject paranoia with all of your heart, and instead you will embrace pronoia. Pronoia is the understanding that the whole wide world is conspiring to shower you with blessings. Pronoia is the conviction that all of creation is scheming and dreaming to give you exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. Breathe in the love. Breathe out the jive. My fellow creators, this is a perfect moment. At this perfect moment, we are more awake than we have ever been in our entire lives, and we are awakening bigger and stronger with each new perfect moment. At this perfect moment, we know that reality is a sublime comedy orchestrated for our delight and our instruction. We know beyond a doubt that everything alive is working very hard to liberate us from our ignorance and flood us with love and transform us into the gorgeous curiosities we were born to be. Breathe. Every year around Labor Day, the temporary city of Burning Man sprouts up for a week in the middle of the Nevada desert. A mix of festival, survivalist challenge, giant outdoor museum, and performance art venue, Burning Man is populated by the world's largest concentration of freaks. The annual revelry culminates when a 40-foot-tall wooden effigy, the Burning Man himself, is reduced to a pile of cinder and ash on the desert floor in a ritual bonfire. During my maiden voyage to Burning Man in 2001, I got sunburned in 100-degree heat. I rarely slept for more than 5 hours a night. I ate mostly canned tuna and crackers, collected blowing sand in my ears and nose and eyes, and had the best time of my entire life. Forget Maui, forget the south of France and Florence, Italy. Burning Man is the closest I've come to living in paradise. So here's my report. It's the early evening of Saturday, September 1st, 2001. It's a few hours before the 60-foot-tall wooden and neon effigy known as the Burning Man will be consumed in flames. 60 foot, 80 foot. Each year it's different, you never know. And I'm at the plastic chapel, which is not too far from the man. And at the plastic chapel, priests and priestesses of every variety have presided over weddings all week long. A few of the ceremonies have actually been legal in the eyes of the state, but most are temporary, or are little more than ironic licenses to make love. Some have joined together conclaves of polyamorous experimentalists for whom a two-person union is not inclusive enough. The plastic chapel rises up starkly from the flat, gray-brown desert, teased by short-lived miniature dust tornadoes. The plastic chapel is 2 stories high. It's made of brightly colored pieces of plastic salvaged from dumps and junkyards all over Nevada and Northern California. It's a vision of wacky loveliness. On the south wall of the plastic chapel, for instance, there's a green toy shovel and red jelly sandal and shards of a pink Barbie car melted together and jutting out of the orange and purple facade, sort of like a bas-relief. What genius conjured this garishly beautiful temple of holiness, this plastic chapel in the middle of the desert? I'm in awe. And this is just one of 1,000 works of art, much of it interactive and all of it temporary. Thousands of works of art erected throughout the 7 or 8 square miles of the desert. The spectacle is sublime, dense, arresting. Its impact on me outstrips every other aesthetic epiphany I've ever enjoyed, even my joyful breakdowns at the William Blake Museum in London and the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam many years ago. Among the creations that have provoked the most cathartic release for me are the bone tree, a life-size tree made out of real animal skulls and bones. And then, of course, there was the mausoleum, a temple of memory. It's an exquisite filigree temple surmounted by a ziggurat made entirely of recycled wood from dinosaur puzzles that kids play with. And the mausoleum, the temple of memory, all week long welcomed a steady flow of visitors who came to write messages on the walls, commemorating, mourning, or honoring their departed friends and loved ones. The coffee and ice are for sale at Burning Man, but nothing else is for sale. Nothing else is for sale, not even all this fantastic art. Money is virtually invisible at Burning Man. Since corporate demons are banned from the premises, Time Warner and its evil brethren have not been able to steal the juice and market the empty shell back to us. I met a wise maniac in Toronto some years ago, astrologer Richard Gere, and he once asked me, "What are your minimum requirements for living in paradise right here on Earth?" What are your minimum requirements for living in paradise right here on Earth? Well, I have my first answer, Richard, and it was inspired by my sojourn at Burning Man. A lush profusion of exuberant art spawned in the spirit of love and generosity, unmediated by the distortions of commerce. That's one of my minimum requirements for living in paradise. So a crowd gathers at the plastic chapel. I'm puttering around a stage carved out of the second story. 3 of my fellow musicians are there, George Earth, Diana Trimble, and Jessica Rice, and I'm preparing to perform a pagan revival show that will culminate in an ecstatic wedding ceremony. And this rite we're going to do will be unique. It's sort of a benevolent inversion of the bizarre mass marriages conducted by cult leader Sun Myung Moon back in America. But in our case, we're going to sanctify the conjugal union of every audience member to himself or herself. It's going to be a mass self-wedding. Hundreds of people will get married to themselves. So after 5 outdoor performances in 6 days all over the Black Rock City, which is what Burning Man is also called, all my amplifiers and microphones and musical instruments have turned the color of beige desert dust. Somehow they're still working fine. There's no power grid to hook up to way out in the middle of nowhere, so we, of course, have a generator to run our equipment. And as I'm getting ready for the show, I muse on the astounding luck that was necessary to bring me and Diana and Jessica and George together to create music and mischief here in the middle of paradise. The four of us had never performed as a unit until the moment that we set foot in Burning Man. And then on Tuesday, August 28th, we pulled off this tender exorcism called Unhappy Hour at the Mystic Beat Lounge. And at that point, we realized what our Burning Man band name was, which was Sacred Uproar. The next day, on Wednesday, we did the Chaos Meditation. And during that event, we channeled our new Burning Man names. Jessica turned into the Lush Confuser. Diana became the Holy Healing Bitch. George became the Maniacal Miracle Maker, and I became the Friendly Shocker. So here are some more of my minimum requirements for paradise. Regular arrivals of new allies who come together with me to foment a sexy overthrow of whatever status quo needs most to be overthrown. Here's another minimum requirement for paradise. A growing tribe of like-minded creators committed to changing or at least adding on to our names regularly so that our identities are always in flux. Another minimum requirement for paradise is a shared, uninhibited longing to carry out playful rituals purged of their oh-so-serious subtexts and humorless overtones. A tradition of dreaming up new traditions and messing with the old ones so much that they are not capable of numbing our imaginations. So our pagan revival show begins there at the Plastic Chapel. Behind us to the west, the enormous orange sun is squashing itself down against the horizon. And from the east, I drink in the rising full moon as it floats up over the black mountains that ring the ancient lake bed where our temporary autonomous zone is throbbing. Lithe and Amazonian Diana, also known as the Holy Healing Bitch, is 5'11" in her dusty bare feet. She's a force of nature. Her kinky, dark auburn hair swirls beneath a headdress decked with pearls, partially unfurled rolls of children's caps, and small statues of Isis. She strides to the front of the stage and launches a cascade of whirling vocal vamps that send thrilling chills up and down my spine. Back in America, she is a singing priestess of Santa Daime, a syncretist spiritual path that originated in the Brazilian rainforest. And in the melodies and prayers that she unleashes now here at Burning Man at the Plastic Chapel, I can detect hints of her religion's praise songs, but they are also mixed with pagan riffs that she gathered in her earlier years as a witch. Also part of the blend are divine inspirations flowing courtesy of her freelance relationship with a host of other gods and goddesses. The influences of Kali and Buddha and Jesus and Dionysus all mingle in the revelations pouring from her well-trained throat and mouth. Oh yes, Burning Man is not about sloppy, let's just extemporize. There are quite a few people there that are disciplined artists, and Diana is one of them. More of my minimum requirements for paradise. We who live in paradise continually make up and remake up our own idiosyncratic spiritual path by borrowing from all the spiritual paths. We throw our weight behind the righteous cause of nurturing 6 billion different religions here on planet Earth. We burn down the shrines that we worshipped at last month or last year so that we become sufficiently empty and humble to receive the fresh, raw blessings coming from divine sources we have never before been able to conceive of, let alone register. Back at the Plastic Chapel, it's my turn to unveil. I dance to the front of the stage, curious about what inspirations will well up in me. And as I gaze into the eyes of the audience, who agree to gaze back, I find myself in touch with teachings that I've never before accessed with such emotional intensity. And I find myself saying, as of tonight, the dark ages are dead. As of tonight, the dark ages are dead. Welcome home, brothers and sisters. You and I are awakening from all the nasty trances that have ensnared us. We will never again tell ourselves lies. We're ready to realize the truth that the whole world is crazily in love with us, that even now thousands of secret helpers are conspiring to turn us into the gorgeous curiosities we were born to be. So as Diana and Jessica thread delicious melodies around my invocations, George supports us with all his juicy guitar lines and serpentine loops. I've played music with George off and on for more than 14 years, and although we've created a large body of work that is familiar and invigorating, we find at Burning Man that we've started from scratch. We're improvising with the verve that we did when we first began collaborating. And I find it amazing that George and I can be so fresh and innocent, so adept at springing surprises on each other. So, here's another minimum requirement for Paradise. It's a place that encourages us to break habits and escape shticks. Having a long history with a friend or cohort does not interfere with periodic reinventions of our relationship. There is no vegetation in sight as I peer across the black rock desert's moonscape. Yet, I have never in my life felt surrounded by such relaxing fertility, by so much luxuriant conviviality. For many days I have glided without even a taint of fear through a city of 25,000 people. Unknown allies and I have spotted each other coming from a block away and run to each other like long-lost friends from previous incarnations. Besieged by magnanimous strangers bearing no strings attached blessings like free massages, free absinthe, free rides in a Viking ship on wheels, free spreads of gourmet Greek cuisine, free kisses. Besieged by all that, I find myself yearning to give away everything I own. I have been in love with more than a few women in my life, but this is the first time I've plunged into the throes of spiritual infatuation with a time and place here at Burning Man. There in the plastic chapel, we sing, "You are geniuses." We sing that and they believe it. We say, "The fullness of your divine charisma is erupting from your uncanny heart. You know the difference between stupid suffering and wise suffering. You are so in tune with your own destiny that you can be yourself even when you are beside yourself." This is our wedding ceremony for the hundreds of people there who have come to marry themselves, coated with dust and decorated with paint and glitter. All the worshippers' faces are open and clear. Tears stream down some cheeks like rain coursing through dry riverbeds. Many of their bodies are naked or barely clad. Others wear gold top hats or silk pantaloons or ancient Egyptian breastplates or velvet frock coats. And in the distance, a festive caravan of equally blithe spirits flows steadily towards the as yet unburned man who is enjoying his final hours as an icon about 200 yards away. Diana, the holy healing bitch, is suddenly possessed by the raging glory of a sung invocation. I assume that she's channeling the Queen of Heaven herself. She says, "I'm riding to you on the back of a white mule, tattooed with primroses and slogans of sacred anarchy. You'll know I'm near when you spy the gilded tumbleweeds adorned with tiny bells and bits of broken mirrors. We no longer need to go to heaven. Heaven has wisely come all the way down to earth. The dark ages are dead." We at the sacred uproar spin our prayers and our songs and our sermons and our prophecies and invocations for more than an hour. The full moon's light now shines brighter than the waning sun. We can see the dancers who will ignite the fire beginning to circle around the man. And soon he'll be in flames, and it's time to finish here at the plastic chapel. As the lush confuser and the holy healing bitch weave their hair-raising harmonies that exactly match the color of the spectral light over the desert, as the maniacal miracle maker unleashes a gushing music of the spheres that I swear I heard in my dream last night, I lead the devotees through the climax of their wedding ritual. I say, and now I ask you to hold your own hand, or caress your own cheek, or pat your own belly, and repeat the following sacred vows to yourself. I will never forsake you. I will never betray you. I will forgive you for your imperfections and praise you for your beauty. I will always treat you with reverence and respect. I will love you until the end of time. I will do with you what the spring does to the cherry trees. I now pronounce you your own husband and your own wife, married to yourself in the eyes of the goddess, forever and ever. You may kiss yourself on your own lips. Hi, Beauty and Truth fans. We're pleased that you've tuned into the premiere broadcast of the Pronoia News Network. We're coming to you live from your repressed memory of paradise, reminding you that you can have anything you want if you will just ask for it in an unselfish way. The Pronoia News Network is brought to you by the state of mind that the poet John Keats inhabited when he said, "If something is not beautiful, it is probably not true." Welcome to the end of your nightmares, Beauty and Truth fans. The world is young, your soul is free, and a naked celebrity is dying to talk to you about your most intimate secrets right now. Just kidding. In fact, the world is young, your soul is free, and at any moment you will begin to feel horny compassion for salamanders, clouds, toasters, oak trees, and even the ocean itself. I'm your host for the Pronoia News Network. My name is the Sacred Janitor at the Edge of Time, and I'm proud to announce that this is a perfect moment. Stay with us for the next million perfect moments, and we promise to overstimulate your imagination and convince you that all you have to do to achieve the impossible is attempt the absurd. Why is it so important to the future of daffodils and red-tailed hawks and coral reefs that childbirth be broadcast live in prime time on one of the major TV networks every night? What is the best way for you to cancel the curses you've cast on yourself over the years? And why are we so sure that sooner or later every one of you will become a good-humored, wildly compassionate, ingeniously wealthy master of rowdy bliss, with lots of leisure time and an orgiastic feminist conscience? Make regular visits with us here at the Pronoia Network. Make it your home away from home, and we will make everything clear to you. We will prove to you that life is a conspiracy to shower you with a nonstop feast of interesting experiences, all of which are designed to help you grow your intelligence, shed your pretensions, and master the art of ingenious love. The Pronoia News Network is a tricky experiment designed to bring heaven all the way down to earth, if that's what you want. It's a sacred commercial based on the story of your life, if that's what you want. The clues that will lead to the end of your ancient amnesia are all around you, Beauty and Truth fans, if that's what you want. You're ready to rediscover the 13 perfect secrets from the beginning of time, if that's what you want. So what do you want anyway? You taste delicious. Animals understand you. Your importance is unusual. The funny faces you make are interesting to look at. You fight for power in all the right ways. A lost tribe salutes you from the other side of the veil. Gratitude pours out of you. You have strong feet. No one can overflow as well as you can. You are famous with the goddess. You have a secret life in your dreams. You remind me of a sacred store where everything is free. Time is even now, changing the way it treats you. You belong to yourself. As far as the goddess is concerned, everything is alive, and everything deserves our burning, churning, yearning love. There's no such thing as heterosexuality. There's no such thing as homosexuality or bisexuality. Even bestiality does not go far enough, nor does the flower boinking of the Essenes or the sky copulations of the Illuminati or the sacred fisting of the Mediterranean Sea by the ancient Sapphic cults. As far as the goddess is concerned, there is only pantheosexuality, also known as polymorphous, perverse, omnidirectional goddess diddling. Anything less is a lie, an obscene limitation. You can only be in reverent, rowdy lust with all of the goddess, not just the parts of her that you find beautiful and helpful and interesting. With this in mind, I invite you to perform the ritual of the world kiss. To join in with the world kiss, you need only to apply your tender, loving lips and tongue to every quivering portion of the goddess's outrageous joy body, the oak trees, computers, salamanders, toasters, crayons, mountains, people, everything. And with each world kiss you bestow, keep uppermost in your emotions a mood of blasphemous reverence and horny compassion. And be mindful that it's not enough simply to perform the outer gesture. You must aim to have a heart on in each of your 7 chakras. To get you in the mood and to demonstrate the technique, I will now narrate a live broadcast of me performing the world kiss. Please note that I will address every portion of the goddess's outrageous joy body with intimate I, thou tenderness. I begin with you, $20 bill in my wallet, showering you all over with boisterous kisses. I prove to you how good you make me feel. You too, wallet. I don't just love you, I love you more than I love you. And that goes for you as well, dear hand of mine holding the wallet. Please accept the gift of my adoration. I move on to the portions of the goddess's outrageous joy body that are further away. I kiss the portrait of Martin Luther King Jr. on the wall. I kiss my envelope of sunflower seeds here. I kiss my red hammer that I brought with me. Thank you for everything, all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. As I bestow on you these moist butterfly strokes, I channel the pulse of my righteous kundalini into every luscious atom of your sexy creaturehood. My lips reach everywhere. I blow sloppy world kisses to you, dear listener out there, wherever you are. I world kiss the Sphinx in Egypt and Stonehenge in England and the Tree of Life in the Promised Land, wherever that might be. I world kiss the ruby-throated hummingbird sipping from plum flowers in the Indonesian rainforest. I world kiss the 30-year-old bulldozer rusting in a junkyard in Dallas. I even give my world kiss to the woman who broke my heart, and to the telemarketer who interrupted my dinner, and to the rich old white guys in Washington who hate everything I stand for. On all of you, I bestow my ripest blessings and most boisterous bliss. And I let you know that since my particles and your particles were ripped asunder at the Big Bang, I have fantasized obsessively of the rapturous reunion in which we now exult. I am thee, and thee are me. You're only given a little spark of madness. That's what Robin Williams says. You're just given a little spark of madness, and so you shouldn't lose it. You shouldn't lose that little spark of madness. In fact, maybe you should try to make that little spark bigger. To aid your efforts in cultivating your madness, here are a few tips on how to keep a healthy level of insanity, courtesy of librarian Bonnie Wolf. First tip, when people want you to do something for them, ask if they want fries with that. Secondly, have your coworkers address you by your wrestling name, Rock Hard Kim. Third, as often as possible, skip rather than walk. Fourth, finish all your sentences with, in accordance with prophecy. Fifth tip for maintaining a healthy level of insanity, ask people what sex they are and then laugh hysterically after they answer, no matter what they answer. Sixth tip, page yourself over the intercom at work. Don't disguise your own voice. Seventh, at lunchtime, sit in your parked car with sunglasses on and point a hairdryer at passing cars. See if they slow down. Eighth, in the memo field of all your checks, write, quote, for sexual favors. Ninth tip for cultivating your spark of madness. When the money comes out of the ATM, scream, I won! I won! Third time this week. Oh, you should, of course, put decaf in the coffee maker at work for 3 weeks, and then once everyone has gotten over their caffeine addictions, switch to espresso. You might also try putting mosquito netting around your work area. Play a tape of jungle sounds all day. Specify that your drive-through order at the Jack in the Box or Taco Bell, specify that it's to go. And the final tip I'm going to leave you with for cultivating your spark of madness is when leaving the zoo, start running towards the parking lot yelling, run for your lives, they're loose.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of Rob Brezsny reading his writings tonight on The Burning Man Diaries.